everybody. Happy Hump Day and welcome to Coastal Living. We are halfway through the week and halfway through the holiday season, it feels like. Thanksgiving is around the corner. We're going to be spending a lot of time in the kitchen, and we're going to visit with our friends from Corpus Christi Water to learn about the extensive list of things that do not belong in the drain of your sink. You may be surprised to find out you've been putting the wrong stuff down there, okay? So we're going to talk to them, plus we're going to visit with our friends at South Texas Brain and Spine. The doctor is in the house, and they've been offering us some fantastic information every Wednesday. We're so grateful for them as well. So we have that and so much more. Thank you for joining us. It's Coastal Living.
It's a chronic disease when a person's blood sugar is too high. Diabetes is common, but many don't know they have it.
For a long time, diabetes, hypertension were both known as what are called silent diseases, meaning they are affecting your body and causing long-term damage before you start to have a lot of physical symptoms.
Dr. Brent Smith with the American Academy of Family Physicians says that's why early detection and intervention is critical to slow or even prevent diabetes progression. So he says to be aware of the red flags.
It's increased thirst. And increased urination. So when you're a diabetic and you have this extra sugar floating around in your system, your body tends to get rid of it through your urine.
In addition to increased thirst and urination, Smith says to also watch out for signs like sluggishness, general malaise, or not feeling like yourself. But he says before symptoms start, it's important to see a doctor to be screened and evaluated for diabetes risk.
We would all be a lot happier treating and preventing it than we would be dealing with the consequences of uncontrolled diabetes or other medical conditions.
Smith says managing your weight can reduce risk of type 2 diabetes. Do that by having a healthy diet, cutting out simple sugars as much as possible, and regular exercise.
And the recommendation for exercise is a total of 150 minutes over the course of the week, which breaks down to about 30 minutes of a brisk walk or cardiovascular exercise 5 days a week.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Did you know that testing how long you can balance on one leg could be a good test for your overall health? According to a new study, standing on one leg is, quote, a good measure of your overall health system because balance reflects how the body's systems are working together. So, how long should you be able to stand on one leg? A good rule of thumb is to be able to hold a stance for about 30 seconds or longer for those 69 and younger. For those older than that, 20 seconds will do, and from 79 up, 10 seconds is fine. Now, doing a one-legged test does not require any special equipment, and it can be easily done at home. In fact, you can try right now while you're listening to me talk. For those unable to stand on one leg for too long, this could be a symptom that you have a health condition, such as a cardiac problem, a brain or nervous system issue like a stroke, dementia, or Parkinson's disease, according to a professional. It could also be a sign someone is experiencing side effects from medication. If you are unable to stand on one leg for more than 5 seconds, researchers recommend making an appointment with a physician. The more you know. The term brain tumor could be very, very intimidating, but today we have some good news for you. One of the most common types of brain tumors is not only non-cancerous, but pretty easy to operate on these days. I'm here with Dr. Lewis at South Texas Brain and Spine in downtown Corpus Christi off of 3rd Street, and the doctor is in the house. And tell me what we're learning about today.
Yes, we're going to talk about pituitary adenomas.
Okay.
And they are benign growth coming from the pituitary gland. Mm-hmm. And the pituitary gland is the master hormone gland. It helps produce your thyroid hormones, your cortisol, and growth hormone, and things of that sort. And oftentimes we'll see people with growths on these glands, and it can cause vision loss. It can cause hormone problems and headaches. Mm-hmm. Most of the time we follow these people over years and they don't grow or change, but when they do, then we have a nice elegant way to fix it. And one option is actually to come through the nose. And we can go with a series of small tubes or dilators, and the nose itself has these air spaces, and we can take advantage of that to go up to a place called the sphenoid sinus. And the sphenoid sinus is like a little cave. And when we go into that sinus, at the base of the cave is a little bowl where the pituitary gland is located. And we can open up the bottom of the bowl and scoop out that tumor and leave the gland behind, and it takes the pressure off the nerves to the eyes so vision can be restored, which is one of the few things where we can restore vision. And the nice thing is it's not painful, and usually people go home the next day or the day after. There's a small chance of it returning, or if there's some residual tumor that's stuck down to something vital, we leave it behind because, one, it is benign, two, it is slow growing, and then we have another option for treatment where we can use a focused beam of radiation to zap the tumor, and we use a computer to connect the dots, like a picture that kids draw, and we can target the residual tumor or the recurrent tumor in an outpatient setting. I think the most dramatic cases are the ones where people have acromegaly, like the world's tallest man, people who are over 7 feet tall. They develop these tumors when they're teenagers, and they continue to grow and grow when most of us stop in our teens. And that's how they get to be 8 feet tall and huge basketball players.
Wow, interesting. And who's to say whether or not they would change that for themselves, right? Because it's led to some really great basketball careers.
Yes.
Well, regardless, we're so grateful for the information that you're sharing with us. Again, that term, brain tumor, can be very, very scary. Cue the tears. But the good news is that with the advice and the help and the guidance of doctors like Dr. Lewis, Dr. Alexander, and the team here at South Texas Brain and Spine, not only can they reassure you of what that path looks like, but we've got all the confidence in the world that you've done this pretty often.
Yeah,
right?
for 34 years.
34 years, several times. I would just ask you said what, 10 to 12 times a year that we're doing this particular procedure,
Yes.
right?
Yes, we do microsurgery every day. And fortunately, these tumors are not that common. And secondly, they also are slow growing, so we can watch them over many years.
Great.
So you're right, it's not a death sentence and nothing to stress about.
Great. Well, thank you for giving us peace of mind. See what I
Yes.
did there? If you're looking for their services, get in touch with our friends here at South Texas Brain and Spine, and be sure to mention Coastal Living sent you.
Coastal Living's Doctor in the House is paid for by South Texas Brain and Spine Center.
Now we are all looking forward to this holiday season. There's going to be a lot of cooking, a lot of chaos in the kitchen, and a lot of junk going into our pipes and our trash cans. We want to make sure we dispose of those things properly. Today I have Crystal with us. She's here with Corpus Christi Water to talk about how to get rid of certain products and what should and shouldn't go down the drain in your sink or any other pipes around your house. So thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you, Clarissa. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So help us get started. What are the do's and don'ts of disposing?
We want to make sure all of our residents are taking care of not only the pipes inside their homes, but also out in the city as well. A lot of products that you wouldn't think about shouldn't be going down your sink or your garbage disposal even. Products like cooking products, oils, greases, and things like that actually start to solidify once they go down your drain. They can cause clogs like this. This is actually the size of your pipe in your kitchen sink, and they start to cause clogs that will actually create wastewater backups in your own home. That can be costly and unsanitary as well.
Okay.
Even if it makes it outside of your home, this is what the service line going from your home to our city system looks like. So you'll start to create problems in that as well. That will create problems in your entire home and can even create backups in your toilets and things like that. Definitely don't want that. Ultimately, it can end up in a city pipe and create clogs and city pipes as well. That's what clogs can start to look like. A lot of cities have problems with giant clogs like this.
Well, that's the last thing we want, of course, for the city, but even for our homes, because nobody wants that dingy backup. So you mentioned greases and oils. Some things are kind of obvious, but what are the obvious and not so obvious things that we should or shouldn't put down the drain?
Sure. So, I mean, obviously things like large amounts of oils or grease, bacon grease, things like that.
The tamales.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to put those down your drains. Things like butters, even creamy products like ranch dressing that you might have with your wings, or milk products. Anything that you put down your drain is going to eventually make it and start creating backups.
Okay.
So things like that, you're going to want to actually use paper towels or nifty scrapers like this.
Okay, so if we have like a plate of butter.
Absolutely. Just use a paper towel and take that plate of butter, take it right here and put it in the trash can.
All right.
That way you're removing most of the product before it goes down the drain.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is take the container that the product came out of and recycle it by cooling the product, putting it back in the can, and placing it in the trash can. It's really easy, and it helps recycle some of the containers that we have in our homes.
Very cool. cool and very smart. Great way to give back to the environment and help everybody out. Now, some people are frying turkeys. That's a big trend right now, and that takes like gallons of oil. So that's not going to fit in a can. How do we properly dispose of a large amount?
Sure, actually that's really easy. So you're going to reuse the same container that it came out of. Put it back in there. You can either place it in your city trash can for pickup, or you can take it yourself to J.C. Elliott Transfer Station. It's absolutely free all throughout the year, so it's never going to cost you to take those used oil products to our J.C. Elliott Transfer Station.
Very, very cool. Well, thank you for this useful information. I know I learned a lot. I will no longer be draining my milk bottles from the baby into the drain. I'm so sorry, Corpus Christi water, but you know, that's why we need to be educated here. So where can we go for more information on how to do this or anything else having to do with Corpus Christi water?
Absolutely. You can find any of the information you're looking for at cctexas.com or follow Corpus Christi Water on Facebook or X.
Awesome. Thank you for this information. Take care of your pipes, take care of your environment, and do your part, guys. It is the season of giving thanks, and there is one man who does not fall short when it comes to giving back to our community. Mr. Mike Shaw from Mike Shaw Toyota is a veteran himself, and it is so important to give back to the community. Today I'm joined by Corey and Mike Shaw himself to give us some details on the 8th annual Turkeys for Troops event. Give us some details on what we can expect from this event.
Well, it's going to be on the 22nd. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving. We're going to give away 2,500 turkeys to our veterans and people who have served, and this is a wonderful event, and we're blessed to be able to do this for our people.
Absolutely, and I can't imagine ever having a reason to stop doing it. It seems like it keeps growing every year, but what keeps you coming back 8 years strong?
You know, it's funny, when I went to an event at Del Mar where there were a whole lot of veterans with a whole lot of needs. So we came up with the idea and to give turkeys for troops and give a turkey to every veteran. And I had no idea what would happen. The first year we gave out 3,000 turkeys, and the cars were lined up all the way from the dealership in Calallen all the way back to Highway 44. They had to call the Highway Patrol to be able to handle it all. And it was so rewarding to me to see that, and I handed out every single turkey, 3,000 of them. I'll never forget it. It was so heartwarming, and what I saw there, being a Vietnam veteran when I went, is a whole bunch of guys now about my age that got drafted in the late 60s, early 70s, that went to Vietnam, and by the grace of God, they were able to return and come back to the Coastal Bend. I'm telling you, I said, you know what, where you been, we've got to start finding other veteran events, whether it be the flags, whether it be the just everything we could do. You know, we're sponsoring the band. What else, Corey?
Veterans Band.
Veterans Band.
We do the flags.
Yeah. We're paying ROTC kids. Everything we can possibly do and find, we're trying to do for veterans. The first Turkeys for Troops woke me up saying, you know what, you need to raise some money, give some money, and be supporting all the veterans in the Coastal Bend area. We've done that, and I will tell you the return on investment and what I see from these people, you can't put words to it.
Just show up at Mike Shaw Toyota on the Friday before Thanksgiving, which this year is the 22nd, and we start handing them out at 8 o'clock, and we'll be there till the last bird's gone.
All right, that sounds good. And I'm sure you've got some other partners that are worth thanking, right, to help make this event happen?
Yes, we have a lot of other sponsors that have helped us. We have a huge list of them, and thank God for them to help us put this together.
Yeah.
Truly.
Let me tell you, without it, we couldn't take it to the level that we have to be able to make it happen.
Awesome. All right. Well, it does take an army to get much of anything done these days, and it's safe to say that we've got some really great people giving back right here in the Coastal Bend to the most deserving, which are our veterans who have fought for our freedom. So thank you so much for your service and for the way that you have gotten to it and given back to the community. I think you made up for lost time. You got nothing to worry about. Absolutely. All right. Well, y'all take advantage of this opportunity, and this is just one more reason to give thanks this season in the Coastal Bend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're off to a great start, but we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we return, our friend Mr. Food has another delicious recipe for you to try leading up to Thanksgiving. Maybe this is something you can bring to the dinner table at Thanksgiving. So excited to share that with you. We have that and so much more coming up on Coastal Living.
For the last month or so, our markets have been brimming with some of the best apples we've had in a long time. So to take advantage of all that goodness, we came up with a super easy, fresh as can be treat that'll be the apple of everyone's eye. We start off by peeling, coring, and cutting a couple apples into wedges. And as for the type of apple, I'd like to use Granny Smith, but really any firm apple will work. Now we place each apple slice on a piece of refrigerated crescent roll dough that we've cut in half and roll it up like so. Once all of these are rolled up, we place them on a rimmed baking sheet, drizzle them with some melted butter, and sprinkle on some cinnamon sugar. We'll finish it off with a splash of orange juice before baking them off. When the crust is golden and the apples are sink your teeth into tender, they're done. Let me tell you, these are just as good with your morning coffee as they are with a glass of piping hot cider. To get this fun recipe, simply go to our website and type in apple cinnamon rolls. It's that easy. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an appleicious way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. Pretty darn good.
The countdown is on, and our friends at Moody Gardens on Galveston Island are getting ready. The lights are being hung with care, and the ice sculptures are coming to life. Now is your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to Moody Gardens Holiday in the Gardens, featuring 40 days of holiday activities from November 23rd all the way to January 1st. These tickets give you access to Iceland, the Festival of Lights, aquarium and rainforest pyramids, 3D and 4D theaters, plus so much more. All you have to do to win is email us at info@coastallivingtv.com with the keyword of the day. Be sure to include your name and number so we can call you when you are the lucky winner. Best of luck! Beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. The stores are rolling out more and more Christmas decor every day. And this weekend, the Rockefeller Christmas tree arrives in New York City. The 74-foot, 11-ton Norway spruce was donated from a family in West Stockbridge, Massachusetts. The family says the tree was planted back in 1967. Crews are now working on getting the tree in place and fitting it with more than 50,000 multicolored lights and a star featuring 3 million crystals. How epic is that? The tree lighting ceremony is set for Wednesday, December 4th, and it will be broadcast live on NBC and Peacock as part of the annual Christmas in Rockefeller Center special hosted by my girl, Kelly Clarkson.
Not gonna lose. 6 families on one cul-de-sac, yet holidays.
There's all these people, and they have different traditions. It just feels like home.
It was kinetic and heartwarming and just awkward all at the same time.
but only the only way that family could be, where it was both on screen and off screen, where there was a family vibe all through set.
Totally. And that is our showrunners, Gina Matthews and Grant Scarborough. They are husband and wife, and they made it like a family.
How's it having your sister home for the holidays?
We are gonna get a little more joy in this house.
She's been home for one day, and she's already decided that my decorations need a makeover.
We had the time of our lives doing this because it was all the mess and all the joy that you see on screen in these wildly different families exists in this cast of 35 leading regular actors who are as different as they come.
Love the smell of family dysfunction at the holidays.
And we're all in this house and we're all orbiting each other, wanting to find out more and more about each other and really enjoying each other. You know, that the ADs had a hell of a job trying to keep us quiet.
100%. This is a hilarious, energetic, funny group of people.
Did your wife put you up to this? Yes. You? Oh, yeah.
We really got to know each other. It felt like mini reunions were happening all the time for people who met for the first time just like a couple of weeks ago. Like it was a really good vibe.
It was a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, it was.
Was there something wrong with wanting to have a Hallmark Christmas?
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Interested in growing your business? Coastal Living can help. Email us at advertise@coastallivingtv.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
The show. Thank you so much for watching. As usual, we want to thank our guests for offering their expertise and sharing all the great things there are to do and see right here in the Coastal Bend. And we're grateful for you. So be sure to join us online. We're starting a conversation about what we're thankful for this holiday season leading up to Thanksgiving. And we definitely want to highlight that throughout the holidays because it's so important to be mindful and express gratitude for the things that we do have. So with that said, we have another show for you to join us on tomorrow. And there's so much to talk about. So we'll see you then. Have fun. Be safe out there. And we'll see you mañana. Thanks for watching.